Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another action figure review, and the first action figure review of 2021 of a 2020 figure, technically. So today I've got for you guys the Star Wars Black Series from Attack of the Clones, Clone Trooper Lieutenant, which is a Walgreens exclusive. If you guys live in America, people who are watching, and a UK from Star Action Figures exclusive. So if you do want to pick those up, head over to those retailers, and I'm sure you'll be able to find them. There's plenty in stock in both, I'm sure. As this is more of a army builder figure, and popular in some eyes, but unpopular in others, I guess, because it's got very mixed reviews from what I've heard. But still happy to be reviewing it for you guys today, and excited to get into it. So let's just take a look at the box. The figure in the box itself is actually looking quite good. Hopefully look good on my shelf. Haven't actually got any prequel figures or Clone Wars figures as of yet. Hopefully hoping to get maybe some soon. But yeah, this is for good one for you Clone Wars fans and you Attack of the Clones and prequels fans in general. So yeah, let's take a look at the box. So this is obviously the new style box for Attack of the Clones. It's a dark red sort of look to it, which I thought might have been a bit more appropriate for a Last Jedi box if we did get any Last Jedi figures, which have been rumoured, so hopefully get a few this year. I thought that might have been a bit more of an appropriate look for that, but still nonetheless looks really cool. We've got clone on the side, clone art on the side, looks really cool. Clone in the box, Attack of the Clones there, Clone Trooper Lieutenant, Phase 1 obviously, Phase 1 look for the clone. Hopefully get a few more Phase 2 clones this year, hoping for a 501st Legion re-release, or even just a new figure in the Black Series style. There is the description if you want to go and pause that now and read that. And yeah, pretty much a bunch of legal stuff. And the bottom as well, barcode on the bottom, see-through on the top. But yeah, there's the box. There's a figure in the box. Let's open it up and have a closer look. So guys, before we get into the figure itself, I just want to quickly take a look at the accessories that it comes with. So we've got the two basic clone guns in the black plastic with a quite fair bit of detail on it for just a clone gun, but still I expect nonetheless. The qualities of these figures do seem to be getting better, which is a good thing. It's always a good thing. And yeah, hopefully we continue to see it improve. Maybe would have liked to see maybe a bit more colour on it, a bit more detail, but I can't really complain. It's just a basic clone gun, and that's all I can really expect with this figure. And hopefully should look decent in the figure's hands. So let's take a closer look at the figure itself. So guys, here is the actual figure itself out of the packaging, with his medium blaster or rifle in hand. Overall, the figure looks great. Obviously it's just white clone with the blue lines painted on. The paint in the blue paint has a few smudges on it, obviously for battle damage effect, I'm guessing. And besides from that, it's really just a white clone, just painted. The normal white clones, I think the new ones look great. This looks even better in my opinion, especially with the blue paint. Gives that 501st Legion Captain Rex kind of look, kind of feel to it, which is always great. So let's have a closer look at the figure, and we'll get into one of the problems that I have with the figure, and then the articulation. So yeah, so there's the belt, separate piece, kind of wiggles about but not too much, which is good. The mould for the whole clone itself, the paint, blue paint looks great. Mould for the back piece, back of the belt, legs, the shoulder pads, knee pads look great as well. So yeah, that's the overall look of the figure, guys. Let's get into one of my problems and then the articulation. Now, guys, when looking at this figure, overall, it's a great looking figure. I'm sure it will still carry on to look great on the shelf. And but there's one problem that I do have with this figure, and Black Series have been on a roll recently, for me anyway. Most of the figures I've purchased from Black Series I haven't really had much of a problem with, except for maybe a few tiny gripes. But this figure, and I don't know if this is the same with any other clone figures, I haven't owned any figures, the plastic is considerably cheaper than they use on other sort of figures. And it's very noticeable when just the overall feel of the figure, when you're moving the articulation around, posing it, it's very noticeable. And yeah, it doesn't really have a good feel to it. To whereas some other Trooper figure, for example, like the Death Trooper, a bit taller, so I'm going to have to move the camera back. Death Trooper has a more solid, sturdy feel to it. The clone does not. So that is a slight problem for me. It won't, and was a big problem for other collectors. It won't affect my view that much, as it does still looks great. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. But with that said and done, I hope they do improve the plastic on future clone figures. But with that said and done out of the way, let's focus on the positives and get into the articulation. Now, when I did say in the last shot that let's get into a more positive side, the articulation, there's some problems here too. So, let's get into this articulation in general. There's some good things about it, but there's also some bad things. So, the helmet, we start with the head, or helmet, and you can look down quite a bit, that's a good amount. Can't look up much, which is a problem, but the sort of ab crunch does make up for it. No head tilt, okay, that's not really necessary when making a clone figure, but it's fine. Obviously we got 360 rotation, gets a bit stuck there, but it's there. So getting down to the arms, this is where I have the main problem with articulation. Shoulders move up about that much because of the shoulder pads. They don't flex or move out the way, they just stay there, kind of, and hinder the articulation. So if you want to have, you can't really have them with any open arm positions, spread out a bit more that way, but still not great, not a great amount. Bicep swivel, fine, that's good, glad that's there. It definitely I think is needed for a clone if you need, like if you want good posability out of it. We've got a double jointed elbow, which is restricted again by armor / elbow pad. Kind of another problem, but can be overlooked. We've got, moving down the body, we've got ab crunch moves that far back, that far forward, helps with the head articulation as well. Or like head movement, looking up and down. Then going down to the legs, we can not fully do the splits, but kind of do the splits. Kicks forward about that far, it's then restricted, kicks back about not much at all really, it's kind of restricted by the back. And then double jointed knees, as always, very good to see. And the feet go about that far back, again restricted by the armour. That far forward, can get him into some decent poses with that. And of course they have ankle pivot, which is always great to see. But yeah, there's the articulation. Few problems, but I can overlook it. Right guys, so here's my final overview of the figure, and it's a good figure. It could be better, but it could also be a lot worse. So I wouldn't say well done to Hasbro on this part, to be honest. But it's a decent figure to get for your Clone Wars displays or your Episode 2 displays. Obviously this figure's from Episode 2, even Episode 3, even though it's Phase 2 clones. But yeah, overall, it's a really great figure, and if you also, it's got a lot of potential for customs. I guess if you really want to custom it, you could turn it into a Captain Rex Phase 1. I can see some few things that could be done to change that, to change it to look like Captain Rex. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, go ahead. I'm sure it'll probably look decent. Overall, great looking figure. A few gripes I can overlook just because it looks so good in my display. I have to get a few more Clone Wars figures first. I've got my Episode 5 Yoda with obviously the belt off and the lightsaber, and if you put him next to that, looking pretty good, I can't lie. It looks pretty decent. If you had Obi-Wan, Anakin, I think it would look pretty good. But yeah, overall, a decent figure. Could have been better, but take what I can get. It looks pretty good. Hopefully it'll look better on the shelf, even better in the displays. But yeah, that's pretty much all from me. I will be doing a lot more figure reviews in the future, so make sure you stick around for that. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to stick around and check out the channel. There's a lot more action figure reviews, so you can go and check those out. Make sure to share with all your family and friends and toy collecting community. If you do have this figure, let me know how you feel about it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.